Have you ever picked up a sewing pattern, pulled out the instructions, looked at them, and felt like, this looks like hieroglyphics? If yes, don't worry, I felt the exact same way when I opened my first pattern, which is why in this video I'm going to be explaining very easy to understand English what those patterns, what those symbols are, and how you can use them when using a sewing pattern. Hi, my name's Abby and I help absolute beginners start making clothes they love. So if that's you, amazing! I'm so glad you're here. I am going to explain the symbols in the order that you will actually be using them, okay? So the first symbol you're going to run into when you open your pattern is going to be all of these lines on one pattern piece. Why are there so many? The reason is when you buy a sewing pattern, it's typically a pattern with multiple sizes. So for example, this pattern has sizes 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14 in here. So when I look at the pattern, you see I have all these lines and each line corresponds to one of those sizes. So what you need to do is find out what is your sewing pattern size and then cut out your pattern piece in that particular size. Okay, now if you don't know your sewing pattern size, I have a video here to help you find out what it is. And no, you can't just guess and use whatever you buy at the store, because store clothing sizes and sewing pattern sizes don't match up. Okay, so you need to look at all those lines, don't get overwhelmed. Just find the one that corresponds to your size and cut it out. The next thing you're going to want to look for are these two parallel lines that cut right across the pattern piece. And this is where you are going to lengthen or shorten your pattern pieces. Okay, so most patterns are made for people who are 5 foot 8 inches. I will put centimeters on screen. And if you are that exact height, this pattern is most likely going to fit you. But if you are significantly taller or shorter than this, you're most likely going to need to adjust this pattern accordingly, okay? And those lines are where you will cut the pattern and then spread it apart. So you're lengthening it, adding extra material here, or you're going to cut it here and you're going to overlap them so you make it shorter, okay? So that's what those two lines are. They are for lengthening and shortening your pattern. This next one is super duper important, and I feel like a lot of beginners skip this because it's kind of confusing, but I'm going to explain it and it's going to make your sewing projects so much better, okay? So every single pattern piece has a really long arrow somewhere mostly in the middle, okay? This arrow must be parallel to the edge of your fabric. So when we buy fabric, we buy it in a rectangle, right? You have a rectangle of fabric. 2 of those sides typically have these strings coming off of them, okay? That side is called the cut edge, okay? So if this is the cut edge, the other 2 sides, the ones that don't come up, falling apart, fraying, the threads start coming out when you pull on them, is called the selvage edge, okay? Now, you don't need to remember that word, but you need to remember that this side that is not coming unraveled, the arrow on your pattern piece needs to be parallel to that. So when you take your pattern piece and you put it on your fabric, measure from the edge of your fabric to that line at the top, and again at the bottom, to make sure your pattern piece is nice and lined up, okay? This is called the grain line, that arrow. And what you're doing is you're making sure that pattern piece, when you cut it out, that the grain line, which is just all the fibers in your fabric, run perfectly up and down your body, which makes your clothing hang really pretty, really beautifully, the way we expect clothing to hang on our bodies, like when we buy it from the store. When that arrow, when you put it on your fabric and you tilt it, and it's not straight up and down, then your project can look like it's twisting on you, or it might not lay very flat. It might have some kind of warping, twisting looking stuff happening. Most often that happens because you did not cut out your pattern piece with the grain line arrow parallel to the selvage edge. Okay? So once you have found your pattern size, you've lengthened or shortened it as you need it, you're going to take your pattern, you're going to put it on your fabric, and you're going to trace and cut it out with that grain line arrow parallel to the selvage edge. Okay, is everything making sense so far? If you have any questions while we work through this, please let me know below and I can give you more details in a future video. This next symbol can be a little bit confusing, so we're going to walk through it step by step together. The symbol looks like this, and we call it cut on fold. Okay, so when you see this symbol, we say we need to cut this pattern on the fold. Now, to cut the pattern on the fold, you can do this in two different ways. The first is literally, which means that we take our fabric and we fold it, and then we take that edge that has the symbol, cut on fold, and we line that edge up with the fold of our fabric. We line that edge up, we trace around it, and then we cut it out. And what that's going to give us is that one pattern piece mirrored. So if we have half of the front of a shirt, now we have the whole front of a shirt as one big piece of fabric. Nifty. Now, I personally don't recommend folding your fabric because sometimes the bottom layer of fabric might not be laying perfectly flat. So when you trace and cut this out, when you unfold it, the bottom side might be a little bit misshapen, and then that's going to cause problems and no. So to make sure you get a perfect cutout every time, what I recommend you do is take your pattern piece, lay it on your big flat piece of fabric, nothing is folded, lay the pattern piece down with the text facing up, like you see here. Then you're going to trace all the way around this piece, and then on the side that has the cut on fold symbol, we're going to take that pattern piece and we're going to flip it along that edge, line that edge up with where you previously traced that side, and then trace around it a second time now that the print on the pattern is facing down. Okay? Then we can cut this out and we get the same result. We took the one pattern piece that was half of the front of the shirt. Now we have the whole shirt as one big piece of fabric, but we did not have to fold the fabric and we did not have to worry about the fabric having wrinkles or not being quite flat. None of those issues. Okay? So I personally recommend don't fold your fabric, but if you want to try it, please go for it. This is your sewing adventure. You're welcome to sew in whatever way makes you the happiest. The next symbol is notches. And a lot of times beginners ignore these because they're like, these are just tiny little things. What is this even for? But they're actually really important. Okay? Now, notches can look like a couple of different things. They can either look like little triangles or little T shapes. So be on the lookout for any little symbols drawn along the edges of your patterns, okay? If there's like a symbol on your pattern, most likely it's important and it's there for a reason, okay? So these notches help us line up the fabric pieces when we are sewing. So for example, these two notches, we can see them here on the front, I have a notch, and here on the back, I have a similar notch. So when I go to sew these and I'm pinning these pieces together, I need to pin them so the notches line up, okay? This helps make sure that your fabric stays in place while you're sewing it and it's not shifting and getting out of place because that would be not a fun time, okay? So make sure that you draw your notches on your fabric and line them up when you are sewing your project. Center front and center back are to help you orient yourself with your pattern. So when you look at a pattern, if you're like, where is this supposed to be? How am I? Remember, center front goes here and center back the same but on your back. Okay? This is mostly to help you orient and understand how this pattern is going to go together, how your puzzle pieces all fit together. Okay? Now we've pretty much covered all of the symbols you will use while cutting out your pattern pieces. Now we're going to move into pattern symbols that you're going to use when you're actually sewing, okay? So now when we sew on our clothing, one really common thing we can do is sew a dart. So if you see this symbol, it looks like a triangle, that's showing you that you need to sew a dart. And the way that we sew darts is we fold the fabric in the middle of this triangle. We line up these two legs when we fold it, and then we sew along the legs of that triangle to bring in and shape our fabric, because our fabric is two-dimensional, right? It lays flat. When we make darts, it helps make the fabric three-dimensional so it can fit around our bodies. Yay! Another way that we might reduce the amount of fabric in a certain area if we're not using a dart could be a pleat or a tuck. Think about a pleated skirt, okay? We're all pretty much familiar with these. So when you see this symbol on your sewing pattern, it means you are either going to pleat or tuck your fabric. And to do this, you're going to take the line that has a circle on it, and you're going to fold that line at that line over to the line that the arrow is pointing to. Okay? So pretty straightforward. And then you now might be wondering, okay, Abby, then what is the difference between a pleat and a tuck? The only difference here, you will fold both of them the exact same way like I just showed you. But for the pleat, you're just going to sew this to another piece of material, like a waistband, and then you're done. For a tuck, you're actually going to sew down some length of the pleat to hold it firmly in place. Okay, so when you see this symbol, it's going to be either a pleat or a tuck, and then you will follow your sewing pattern instructions to figure out exactly how to pleat or tuck your fabric. If your project calls for buttons, you're probably going to see this symbol and this symbol, okay? This one is for where the buttonhole goes, and this is where you are going to sew the button itself. So all of these things are pre-marked on your fabric for you or on your pattern, so you don't have to guess or decide. It's already been figured out for you, okay? So that's what those markings are for. You'll just mark this on your fabric and sew your buttonhole here at this location, or sew your button here at this point. Easy, right? And those are the big main things that you need to know when you start using sewing patterns. But I want you to know, you do not need to memorize all of these, okay? Save this video, start your sewing project, and when you're like, wait, what is this symbol? Wait, what is that? Come back, watch this again, okay? You are not meant to memorize everything right now. The more you sew, the more you use patterns, the more intuitive and obvious all of these will become, okay? So don't stress if you've already forgotten what some of them were. Just come back and rewatch this when you need it. Now, if after seeing this, you're like, wait, what? That's so many things. Then please, 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 if you have not made any clothing yet, start with a project on this playlist, okay? You can make so many clothes without a sewing pattern. Start there, okay? You don't have to start making clothes with a pattern. But if you are like, I am ready for patterns, I've been making clothes, I'm ready to figure out patterns, I want to do it, but there's so many questions I have put together a step-by-step class walking through an entire sewing pattern from beginning to end, and it includes live support from me, so you can ask questions as we work our way through it to make sure everything is crystal clear for you. So if that would help you out, you can check it out down in the description below. But whatever you decide to do, you can totally make your own clothes. I believe in you. You're going to figure this out. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll help you out there. And until the next one, happy sewing!